Thanks for tuning in to watch The Ordinary Filmmaker. It's Sunday, October the 17th, 2021, and this video is all about the Sony a7 IV. Now I've got a leaked photo from the South China Post, and I've got new updated specifications from Sony IV Rumours. And wait till we get to that photo, but let's do a quick recap first. Sony IV Rumours says they're 99.9999% sure that Sony's going to do an announcement of the a7 IV this week, on Thursday at 10 a.m. New York time or 3 p.m. London time. Now, so far, I haven't received an email. Have you? I haven't seen any blog posts or anything on Sony's website, nothing to indicate that something is coming. And that's, well, it's rare, but it's not uncommon. Companies will just put out new products without anything more than a press release the day before or the day of. But this is kind of a big deal. The a7 IV is a much anticipated camera, so at this point, I'm just going to keep reporting as the information comes out, as the rumors come out, and as the news comes out. So what is the update? What do we get from Sony IV Rumours? And then I'll get to the photo. Well, Sony IV Rumours says that the Sony a7 IV is going to be capable of 4K streaming. That's right. You'll be able to use your Sony try that again. The Sony a7 IV to be able to do live streaming in 4K and also use it as a webcam. So this is really, really cool. The other update is that the a7 IV is going to have new screen functions. They actually say new screen function. Let me get the wording here. It appears the new a7 IV might have much improved touch screen function. Grammar isn't quite correct. I don't know if they're trying to indicate that it's going to have an additional capability or if it's a redesign of the menu layout. So rather vague there. So the only thing I really get out of this is that it's supposed to have 4K streaming and they're going to do some sort of update to, you know, the menus. Or maybe it's an update to the LCD itself. It's really hard to say. The way it's worded, it's a bit too vague. And that's what I find frustrating about some of these rumors is why, if you're getting information from a real source, why is it so watered down? Why is it so... Why are you teasing so much? Why can't you actually say what the change is? It's a little bit too vague to mean anything. And speaking of vague, let's go ahead and take a look at the photo leaked from the China Post. Take a look at this thing. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I mean, this is the kind of photo that you'd expect. I mean, look at the pixelation. This is the kind of photo you'd expect if you're trying to hide something. Not only is it pixelated really, really bad, but the image is blurred. I mean, this is the type of pixelation you would get if you're trying to hide something from us, if you're trying to mislead us. I can't really gain anything from this. Sure, it looks like it could be a Sony camera. Sure, I can see there's a couple of dial buttons, but anything else is just completely obfuscated. What is the point of this? And I look at this and, you know, it could be an a7 IV. We do know that they are out in the wild. They're being tested. Some YouTubers, not me, that's why I'm able to talk about it, have these and they're testing them out, and so a release is imminent. But why put out a photo like this? It's kind of a way of like, well, you know, I've got the a7 III. I'm going to go ahead and take a photo of it. I'm going to make it blurry, and I'm going to pixelate the living daylights out of it. So you just have to trust me that this is a photo of the a7 IV. I mean, this one's absolutely ridiculous. So what do you think? It's in a way, covering Sony rumors is a lot of fun because you don't know if what's being reported on is actually going to come to fruition. And I look at the Sony a7S III last summer, right up until the day of, several of the key rumors were incorrect. And we see this time and time again. Sony's very good at hiding the information. So when I see stuff that's very, very vague, I kind of like put it into the trash bin. But let's take a look at the specifications. I'm going to put them right here of the Sony a7 IV and what we have. And it is going to have a new 33 megapixel full frame stacked sensor. At least that's what some of the rumors are pointing towards. And it's also apparently supposed to have 7K oversampled 4K. It's able to do 4K 60, and we all expect it to do 4K 60. But where are the details here? Is it going to be able to do 422 internal 4K 60? Now, the a7S III can do it, but will Sony cannibalize the a7S III or require you to spend a little bit more to buy a Ninja or some other external recorder to have that capability, at which point you're at the price of an a7S III anyhow? It's a little crazy. Now, what I would like to see the Sony A7, I was going to say A7S III, what we want to see the A7 IV to do is, well, have a better buffer capacity. That would be really helpful for us doing stills. But this rumor is all about video specs, and we can see here that it's going to be able to do 5.5 stops. It's going to have the same design and heatsink as the A7S III, and the photo doesn't help us there in any way whatsoever. I mean, we've got all these other details coming out in rumors. Why can't the photo at least, yeah, let's give a nod to the rumors, but they don't. It is going to have a flip screen. It's going to have a 3.69 million dot EVF, and that's a pretty good resolution. But the LCD is rumored to have the old LCD at 1.44 million dots. And I certainly hope this new camera, the A7 IV, does have the new menu system, and maybe, just maybe, they've tweaked it a little bit, because I think Sony's done a great job with the new menu system, but there's always room for improvement. There's always a way of looking at this from the user standpoint, from the capability standpoint. How do we make this so it's more intuitive? And also, other features I'd like to see in this camera is a way of sort of borrowing some of the software capabilities and hardware capabilities of the iPhone, that computational photography, the way of being able to shoot and be able to produce a result that's, well, better. Give us the option of being able to take a shot, preview it, and do all this processing in the background, and then deliver the original file in RAW, and then give us this processed file. I think that would go a long way to getting a lot of people to be interested, because you got to admit, the iPhone 13 and 12, the merging of all these capabilities into a camera that produces incredible photos, and it does. They produce incredible photos. Now, video is a different story, because you can't really cheat with videos. You can't do all this processing at the same time with video. Also, it's supposed to have dual card slots, no surprise there, CF Express Type A, and of course UHS Type 2. Now the price is kind of all over the price. Slip there. The price is all over the place. Several magazines this morning started saying, you know, if the best price point for this camera, keep it at $2,000. I think that's going to compete very well with the Nikon Z6 Mark II. But I don't really think that's going to happen. You see, this camera came out, the A7 III came out at $1,999. And that was, what, 3 years ago, with an average inflation rate of 2%. I can't see this camera selling for less than 6% above its previous price. But to go for $2,800, I think they're missing the mark. I really think Sony needs to try and hit around $2,300 or $2,400. Try to avoid 25, and 28 I think is right out. And yes, if you're thinking Monty Python and where they count the holy hand grenade of Antioch, that's exactly what I was alluding to there. And if you're having a good chuckle, good, because I love that scene. I remember seeing the Holy Grail when I was a kid, and I just love that. They talk about, anyhow, you know what, if you don't understand Monty Python, you're probably looking at me like I'm on crack or something. So let's get back to the Sony A7 IV. From the rumors, it looks like the video capabilities of this camera have greatly improved. I mean, if we get 7K oversample 4K, if we get 4K 60, 10-bit 422 internal, why would you buy the Sony A7S III? Unless, of course, you want 120 frames per second in 4K. But for the rest of us, for most of us, for about $1,000 or more or less, the A7 IV is going to look a lot better. And that's where I'm having a bit of a problem here. The A7 IV almost sounds too good to be true. Give us all these capabilities. And yes, they could make 7K oversample 4K 420. They could give us 4K 60 with 422 external and do 4K 30, 422 internal. And they could do stuff like that to help separate it from the Sony A7S III. And I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. What do you think? What do you think Sony's going to do here? These specifications, how accurate do you think Sony Alpha Rumors has got them here? And keep in mind, Sony's getting this from sources. It's not like they're making this up themselves. They get people coming in, reporting in, people that are known, and that's why they've got it. This one is a 99.9999% accurate. It's because it's coming from a known source. But still, rumors are rumors, and up until we have an announcement, it's all speculation. So I'm really looking forward to this. Oh, and one other thing too, please like and subscribe. Look, it really helps this channel grow. What it does is it shows YouTube that you're engaging, that you're watching, so when they send out ads, they're more likely to get watched. And of course, the more engagement there is, the more likely they're going to say, okay, let's show Simon's videos to more and more people, and they'll do that, then it'll help this channel grow. So please like and subscribe. And if you don't like the video, put a thumbs down. That's feedback too. That's also engagement. And if you've got a little bit of extra time and you want to comment, yeah, go ahead and do so. You can see from down below in a lot of my videos, I comment on a regular basis, especially after publishing a video. So back to the a7S IV, I think this is going to be a really good camera. I mean, Sony did a great job with the a7 III. Keep wanting to say the a7S. This goes back to what I said a few years ago. I'd really like to see cameras come out with names like car companies. They call them the Topaz or the Opal or the Corvette. How's that for a powerful sounding name? Like the Sony Frigate Mark II. Wouldn't that be a better name than the Sony a7 IV? Now, don't hurl tomatoes at me. I'm just thinking these names are a little bit too... I know I can differentiate them from them, but where's the creativity in the a7 IV, the a7S III, the Sony Frigate, the Sony Corvette, the Sony Lamborghini Hurricane? I mean, these names bring about emotion. a7 IV, a7 III, they bring about names of accounting and managerial accounting. They don't sound exciting at all. They sound like names on a product list. But anyhow, I think the a7 IV is going to be a powerful camera. The a7 III was a very powerful camera. It changed a lot of people's opinions about Sony. No longer was mirrorless something that was a bit of a joke and they were playing around with, but people started leaving Nikon and Canon and moving to Sony, and a lot of those people didn't look back. So the a7 IV, regardless of how accurate these capabilities are going to be, the Sony a7 IV is going to be a hit. It's going to be a success. The only question is right now, when are we going to see it? And when can we pre-order it? And when will it start shipping? And those are the questions that I've got my ears to the grindstone here. Did I just mix and match my catchphrases? Anyhow, I feel like, yeah, free guy, catchphrase. Anyhow, as soon as I hear more, I'll let you guys know. I'm watching the news on a regular basis now. I keep waiting for that big bombshell to drop. And the a7 IV is the one mystery of the week, because we know we got Apple tomorrow. We know that we got Panasonic coming up on the 27th. But Sony, what's going on there? And who knows, is Canon going to surprise us, come in and say, hey, look at this new camera we've come up with? Like they did with the R3. No one saw the R3 coming. So you never know. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching The Ordinary Filmmaker. I hope you're having a great weekend. It's currently beautiful outside here. It's about 50 degrees Fahrenheit or 10 degrees Celsius. It's sunny. It's fall. So I'm going to take my son out. We're going to go on a nature walk and enjoy the rest of the Sunday. But thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.